Welcome back, everyone. Today we're doing something a bit different. We're going to be taking a deep dive into June 2024 in the Faroe Islands.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah, we'll be looking at everything, local politics, the news, even sports, all pulled from KVF's archives.
That's the national broadcaster, right?
Exactly. And the goal is to present this information without any perspective or interpretation.
So just the facts as they were reported at the time, a real snapshot.
Right. No opinions, no analysis, just a glimpse into life on the islands during that month.
I like it. Kind of like a time capsule.
Exactly. So let's jump in, shall we? Starting with politics. On June 3rd, the Faroes Parliament, they passed a new immigration law.
Interesting.
Yeah, and if you're interested in digging deeper, the term you'd want to search for is Lektingi Utlendingalog.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
Then, just a few days later, on June 7th, the Faroe Islands and Iceland, they signed a free trade agreement.
So boosting trade between them makes sense given their proximity.
Absolutely. Føroyar, Iceland for Dílsaftaler is what you'd search for on that.
Okay, Føroyar Iceland for Hindalsaftaler. Got it.
All right. Moving on, the government announced plans for a big green energy transition on June 17th.
Ambitious. What were they aiming for?
Shifting to renewable energy sources, wind, solar.
Grunna orkuskipti. I've seen that term before.
Yep, that's the one. Now, let's see. On June 12th, there was a report published that highlighted income inequality.
Interesting. What was the general sentiment around that?
Karingojavna intukum is the term that kept popping up, so you can check the archives for that.
I will. Now, June in the Faroe Islands, that means Ólafsøka, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's their national holiday. Huge celebration. Preparations were already in full swing by June 26th.
I can only imagine. What kind of things did they do?
All sorts, concerts, parades, traditional rowing competitions.
Sounds lively.
Oh, it is. Ólafsøkuna is what you want to search to learn more about it.
Okay, Ólafsøkuna.
Then, as part of the lead-up, the traditional satirical cabaret, Olav the Kukkabarden, it started on June 21st.
Oh, I bet that was entertaining.
I'm sure. Full of local humor and commentary. And, of course, there's the more somber event on June 28th, Minningarhold Terrastalatnu.
That's the memorial service for those lost at sea, isn't it?
Yeah. A very moving tradition, often referred to as Minningarhold Shalatnu.
Right.
And then the big day, Ólafsøk itself, officially started on June 29th, Ólafsøkudagur, with the formal ceremonies, often called Ólafsøkaset, taking place on the 30th.
Okay, so we've covered the major political and cultural happenings. What about local news? What else was going on?
All right, so moving away from the big events, let's look at some other news from June. Seems like health was a pretty big topic.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, the National Hospital, they organized a whole theme day focused on cancer awareness on June 8th.
Makes sense.
Prevention, treatment, all that.
Yeah.
If you want to look into that more, the term is Landsjúkrahúsið Krabbamein.
Okay. Landsjúkrahúsið Krabbamein.
And then later in the month, on June 22nd, a study came out. It was about, mental health support for young people.
Oh, that's important.
Definitely. Salarheilsuna Ungum. That's the search term for that one.
Okay, got it.
Then there was Environment Day.
Environment Day.
Yeah, June 6th. Big events all over, raising awareness.
Verfsdagur, I think.
That's it. And then the week after that, the government, they launched a campaign trying to cut down on plastic pollution.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, encouraging folks to use reusable bags and stuff.
Sensible. What should I search for there?
Plastocking. That's plastic pollution in Faroe.
Plastocking, right.
Now, switching gears a bit, the Chamber of Commerce had their annual general meeting on the 24th.
Okay, so businesses talking about, the economy and all that.
Exactly. Vinuhusiet Alilfund is how you'd find more on that.
Vinuhusia Alilfund.
It's interesting. Remember Bakkafrost, the salmon farming company?
Yeah, the one with the good financial results.
Right, that was June 5th, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, they probably stood to benefit quite a bit from that free trade agreement with Iceland.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, possibly expand their market,
Makes sense.
It's like these events, they're all connected.
Absolutely. One thing affects another.
Exactly. Before we move on, let's touch on a few more cultural events. The Summer Festival Luren, that big music festival in Klaksvik, it started on June 1st.
Oh, right. I'd heard of that.
Then on Juneteenth, there was a new art exhibition at the National Gallery of the Faroe Islands.
Art scene must be pretty lively there. What's the term for the gallery?
Listasavni Føroya, if you're interested.
Listasavni Føroya, okay.
And for music lovers, The G Festival in Sirugutta, they announced their lineup on June 15th.
G-Fest of Lurin, right?
Yep. And then there was a book sale at the Nordic House. That happened on June 20th.
Sounds like a busy month.
Oh, it was. Boka Utsla Nor Erlanda Husnup, if you want to check that out.
Okay, will do.
We've talked about politics, business, culture, but there's one thing we've left out.
What's that?
The weather.
Oh, right, of course.
Yeah.
Always important, especially in the Faroe Islands, I'd imagine.
Absolutely. So looking at the KVF weather archives, June 2024, it was kind of a mixed bag, typical Faroe Islands.
How so?
Well, beginning of the month, pretty mild, 8 to 10 degrees Celsius, even a little sunshine.
Wow, lucky them.
But by the middle of the month, the wind picked up, brought rain, fog, rough seas.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah, but even then, there were stunning rainbows and the landscape. It was really something.
I bet.
And then towards the end of June, things calmed down, a bit warmer, more sunshine, just in time for Ólafsøka.
Perfect timing. So a taste of everything, weather-wise.
Exactly. So there you have it, June 2024 in the Faroe Islands. Politics, culture, news, even the weather. What do you think?
It's amazing to think about all that was happening, just in that 1 month.
It really gives you a sense of life there, doesn't it? It makes you wonder, what happened next.
Yeah, like did those green energy plans actually, take off?
And what about those athletes training for the island games? Did they do well?
Right. So many questions. And that's kind of the beauty of it all.
It is, yeah. It sparks your curiosity, Makes you want to keep digging.
Exactly. And we've given you the tools to do that, right? With all those Faroes terms.
Exactly. The KVF archives, they're a treasure trove, really. You could almost travel back in time with them.
Seriously, imagine diving deeper into like the immigration law or seeing the reactions to that income inequality report.
It's fascinating to think about, how everything unfolded.
So yeah, as we wrap up this deep dive into June 2024 in the Faroe Islands, we hope you've gained a little window into that time and place, and maybe it's inspired you to explore further. There's always more to learn, more to discover. With the resources we've shared, the journey can continue long after this deep dive is over. So thank you for joining us. Until next time.